Welcome everybody to the Finance Road Trip Podcast Part 2, the Black Wall Street Tour, also known as the Digital Financial Revolution Tour, where I take you on my journey to 22 cities with cryptocurrency exchange owner Najah Roberts with the goal to close the wealth gap through group economics and financial literacy and a focus on Bitcoin, which we believe to be the evolution of money. Najah Roberts and Hill Harper partnered to create the Black Wall Street Wallet, where you can buy, sell, and send your Bitcoin to your cold wallet. Make sure to follow me on all major platforms at CJ the Smart Guy and check out thedfrtour.com for more information on 2022 tour. Thank you. So we left Jackson, we got to Memphis. It's about an hour and a half drive away. And in Memphis, unlike every other city, instead of just having one or two events, we wound up having at least 8. And so I know in Chicago we had 2 events, in Atlanta we had 2 events, but in Memphis this was completely different because this time Hill Harper was going to join us for the first time. So up until this point, I never met Hill Harper in real life. I had seen him on TV screens, I talked to him on Clubhouse, and when I was in Detroit, I actually went to his house, the mansion. So this whole time has been centered around Hill Harper and Najah Roberts, but the whole time, all we saw was Najah going ahead to speak. But in Memphis, Hill was here. I know he had gone to a couple places on the East Coast, which of course I missed because I had to go to California, take care of some business, and go to the funeral for my friend. And so this was my first time meeting Hill Harper. So the very first place that we went to was called Stein's Restaurant off of Lauderdale Street. The second place was the 4-Way Soul Food Restaurant off Mississippi Boulevard. The third place was AR Barbecue off Hickory Hill Road. The fourth spot was Raleigh Branch Library. Then we went to the Wine Women in Crypto at Mahogany, Memphis. And then I didn't go to the Cigars in Crypto because I was tired by that point. But that's at Robusto by Havana Mix at the Peabody. And this is just the first day. This is May 28th. So instead of going by each individual location like I typically do, let me just give you some great moments that happened in Memphis. So like I said, for the first time in my life, I got to meet Hill Harper in real life. For those of you that don't know who Hill Harper is the co-founder of the Black Wall Street Wallet, both him as well as Najah Roberts. He's also an award-winning actor. He's done stuff for CBS as well as ABC, and mostly known for his role as the Good Doctor. But outside of that, I like to look at who people are in general, like how they grew up. And so he's the son of 2 doctors. His father is a psychiatrist and his mother is an anesthesiologist. He graduated magna cum laude from Brown University with the Bachelor's of Arts and was named valedictorian of his department. Then he graduated with a JD cum laude from Harvard Law School, as well as with a master's degree in public administration with honors from the Kennedy School of Government. So when you just look at that, this dude comes from greatness. He continued the greatness, graduated cum laude from Harvard Law School. And because he went to Harvard along with Obama, he wound up getting onto the president's cancer panel and was appointed by President Obama in 2011 and was named honorary co-chair of redevelopment of Black Wall Street by Greenwood Chamber of Commerce. So when you mix in the Black Wall Street Wallet in with Hill Harper's legacy, it makes perfect sense why he would want to empower our people financially, because this is what he does. He talks a lot about Gurley, which is the person who set up Black Wall Street. One of the things he really harps on is he's like, hey, look, Gurley didn't just put his name attached to every single business that he created. He helped everybody else create their businesses. It wasn't just all about him. And Hill Harper mentions this multiple times. And his reference point is like Trump, where Donald Trump, he would put Trump on every single building that he ever had. Whereas Gurley, he was like, hey, look, everybody gets to have their own, everybody has their own business. And so it's very unfortunate that, the government and the white mobs and the police destroyed this area off Greenwood in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And so I feel like Hill Harper, one of the things that he's really trying to focus on is to bring that back, bring that greatness back, but not just to Tulsa, but to Black people in general. Because yes, a government, people can burn down a city, but if you have decentralized technology where we're all contributing to it, it's a lot more difficult to take us all down because there's no one centralized location of failure. Now you'd have to take out a whole bunch of us. And so I think that Hill Harper's doing a great job when it comes to that. He gave me a big shout out. That was awesome. And even though I didn't get to ride in his limo, he brought a limo, and I know Valissa got to ride in it. I know Najah got to ride in it, and they were just chopping it up in the limo. I decided not to go into the limo because of the kids and things of that nature. There's too many people in there, and I was okay with riding in a separate vehicle. But it was just cool to see him riding around in the limo, and it felt like a motorcade because you got the limo, you got police officers in front and in the back, and I'm in the car as well. So this was a very different type of experience in Memphis than everywhere else. And so as we're riding from place to place to place, one of the things I noticed the most about Memphis was the amount of churches there are. Now, I don't know if this is a positive thing or a negative thing. I believe church is a good thing. I believe that people who are working to develop themselves is a positive. Personally, I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. I follow Christ as much as I can. That is my goal. And so when I see Memphis, I see all these churches. However, to me, that amount of churches does not feel like it's trying to help the community. I kind of look at that amount of churches as a detriment because if everybody's giving their money to the churches, well, what are the churches doing? Because I feel like all they're doing is creating more churches. Now, I don't live in Memphis, but I'm telling you right now, if you go to Memphis, you're going to see way more churches than the average city. I've never seen this many churches ever in my life. So that was one thing I noticed as we were driving around. And so the first day went really, really well. I was exhausted. I didn't get to go to the cigars and crypto because I was just tired. I went to most of these places. I didn't talk in hardly of these places because Hill was there. So it was like, well, if you got Najah, you got Hill. I don't really need to talk too much unless somebody asks about cryptocurrency taxes or bookkeeping. But the second day was the most interesting for me. On the second day, we went to Mount Vernon Baptist Church, Westwood, off Park Rose Road, as well as we went to the I Am a Man Plaza. And so when we pulled up to the church, they had food for us. It was Chick-fil-A. It was great. Like, we got to go inside. It was a nice turnout. Don't forget, it was also COVID. So because of COVID, a lot of things were being enforced, such as masks and social distancing. You had certain limits to people. But when I was at the church, the person I got to meet the most that I'm really happy about was I got to meet a lady named P. Moses, Pamela Moses, officially. She's a lifetime generational activist. And one of the things that she told me when I was there was she was saying, wow, you guys are riding with those individual officers. Those are the officers that have been harassing her. And so at that moment, it really made me think. It was like, okay, every single city that we've gone to for the most part has been in the inner city. It's been dead up in the hood. And when we went to Memphis, we went to all different types of places. They were not all in the hood. We went to a library. We went to a couple restaurants. We went to a lot of different places. And it wasn't necessarily in the hood. Hill Harper was there. And so he had the people protecting him. But according to P. Moses, the people that were protecting him were the same ones that were harassing her. Now, these officers were black. So in my mind, I was like, this is 50-50. Is she being harassed? Is she crazy? Or are the people that are meant to serve and protect us really acting in a criminal manner? And so at that moment, I was kind of conflicted, but I typically have a certain type of feeling when it comes to police and people who are meant to serve and protect, because to me, whenever somebody's trying to protect you, there's also an exchange for control. And I don't like when people try to control me. So I took her word for it. However, when I was riding around, the exact same officer that she had said that was harassing her then told me, oh, P. Moses, that woman is crazy. And typically when somebody calls somebody crazy, that is a way to discredit the things that they're saying. So it was very obvious to me at that exact moment that there was some type of conflict of interest. Here I am talking to P. Moses, and then I'm riding around with the people that she says are harassing her, the same people who call her crazy. So I was definitely caught up in the mix. But then as time went on, the event was great. All of that was awesome. But later on down the road, I found out that P. Moses had actually been arrested. And this is where some of the politics come into play. She was sentenced to 6 years in prison for attempting to vote. They said it was illegal. So I've talked to P. Moses multiple times, And overall, I'm not going to go into all the details, but basically what she's saying is that this is generational, that Tennessee and specifically Memphis, there's so many politics that are going on that there's still a lot of racism. And P. Moses is a generational activist who's been trying to make sure that the black people in that area are treated well and fairly, which is why I believe that she started the Black Lives Matter chapter right there in Memphis. However, you got the politicians who are acting against it. And so when we went to the I Am a Man Plaza, there was a multitude of politicians there. And I I don't know Memphis politics. I don't know Tennessee politics. I'm really just getting into this political realm, just learning about it. And so it was very eye-opening to see the stark contrast between people's points of views and how people can smile in your face and do something to harm you, while at the same time you really don't know who people really are and what they're actually doing behind closed doors. So let me tell you some of the people that were there. So Jim Strickland was there. That's the mayor of Memphis. I did not get a chance to talk with him. I don't know his politics. I just know that he's a Democrat and the 64th and current mayor of Memphis, Tennessee. And so he came out to the I Am a Man Plaza. We also had Patrice Robinson. She's a chairwoman of District 3 of Memphis City Council. And then we also had Senator Katrina Robinson. So I don't know any of the politics in Memphis. I don't know the politics in Tennessee. All I know is that when I was there, she was the senator, but now she's not. Somewhere during that time period, she was indicted on 48 charges relating to the embezzlement of $600,000 from federal grants to her nursing school in 2020, but was only found guilty on 4 counts of wire fraud in 2021. And so she was sentenced with no fines or restitution. She was given 1 year of supervised release in order to attend mental health counseling, and she was found guilty on the 4 or 5 of the wire charges. And so I don't know the politics. I just know that she came out. But when I look at what's going on with Senator Katrina Robinson, as well as what's going on with P. Moses, I don't know. I love black women. I don't like seeing black women sentenced or jailed or any of that type of stuff. I do not know what's going on in Tennessee. I had a great time at the I Am a Man Plaza. I had a great time in Memphis in general. It was great meeting Hill, but I just don't understand the politics. And when I talked to P. Moses about the Lorraine Motel that's out there, that was where MLK got assassinated. There's just lots of politics. So Memphis, Tennessee is full of politics. I don't understand them. So I'm just bringing it to you guys what I know. In 2022, we will be back on June 8th at 6 p.m. at Orange Mound Community Center. I'm super excited. And yeah, CJ the Smart Guy, I'm out. Deuce.